Yo, what's going on, guys? Gonna be playing some Evelyn in the top lane because it's gosh darn spicy and in my opinion kind of overpowered. Riot's been giving Evelyn a lot of buffs over the last 6 months. They made her go invisible faster after her R, they gave her Q more damage, they gave her E more damage, they gave her W more something if I remember correctly. Basically, they've made her just way too strong collectively over a variety of buffs to where we see her as basically an S tier jungler right now. She can play mid, she can play top. She can honestly play support as well. The main thing you have to watch out for is dying early on because she is still a level 6 powerhouse. She does have some decent kind of pokey all-in fights she can do. So your poke is mainly just hitting them with 3 Qs. For your electrocute, you can do this from a mid-longish range. It's pretty safely. In terms of all-inning, it's usually level 6. But against a lot of melee matchups, you can really shred them early on with your Q. Mana is an issue for Evelyn, so in your runes you can go Mana Flow or Presence of Mind. This build will give you the most damage though with Electrocute, Sudden, Eyeball Relentless, Absolute Gathering, double AP Armor. So what we have to do is rush down Ludens for our mana, which is fine. It's a great item, 600 mana, will never run out. First back, we'll look for Lost Chapter. Early on, we ideally want him to push to us, and we have to expect getting ganked kind of early on. Whenever you play something that's off meta or uncommon, you typically will be spam ganked by the enemy jungler just because. So we missed 2 minions already. Let's get the electrocute trade. There it is. So sure enough, literally just like I said, their jungler's topside here. Kind of hilarious, but it's what you can expect. The only thing I'm sad about is missing those CS. But hey, if he's gonna if he wants to kind of push into us here, I'm okay with that. CSing on Evelyn, I wouldn't say is hard, but your Qs don't do that much damage on their own minions to where it is easy to miss them if you're only trying to last hit with Qs. Usually want to get in there with an auto attack. He can't out trade us, not like that. He needs to let us push to him because he can't trade with us like this. I am kind of chewing up through some of my mana though. I can all in him here in a second. Let's get this minion. Oof, couldn't quite get it in time, rip. If he steps back up, he's 100% dead. Auto attack E, don't want to miss that minion. That's an electrocute proc right there. And that's what I'm saying, like the poke's actually really good. Because if they're in range, it literally just lands. There's not much counterplay against Evelyn's Q, since it is just as simple as if they're in range, it lands. Ignite. We'll go ahead and flash out. Down he goes. He misses the whole way. If he needed to just back off, he was out of potions. I assume he's actually going to TP back, so I'll just go ahead and reset myself. I see Tarek was bot side. You don't want to use your W too much until you have an advantage because it costs a lot of mana, and if you don't land the charm, then you're going to be really sad. For example, if we let it fully proc after 2.5 seconds, we then have 2.5 seconds to land it. It's then a charm. It shreds their magic resist, and we get all of the mana back. But if we use it just as a slow, so before it's ready to be procced, it uses all the mana, and it's literally just a slow. So, something to think about. You're mainly just going to be poking with Qs. Nasus's main mistake was posting up with us. That was a massive mistake. Even with Fleet D-Shield second win, he's missing so much HP after we've been poking him down. His wave's pushing into us super hard here. The best thing that we could have done better this game is go for more autos on the minion, essentially. We've been trying to last hit them too much with Qs to where we're missing a lot of them. I went for an early tier. We didn't have enough mana for a Lost Chapter there, so this is the best we can do. Hit him with an E, try to back off. We get the charm, auto attack E reset. He's trying his best to collapse the wave, which he is doing, to be fair here. I'm super low. I'm on a potion right now, trying to get my passive to kick back in. See how we're getting all this healing? We took some damage there, though. Once we go into combat, we lose the passive, unfortunately. Look at that healing. It's a lot like a Garen passive. It's based off of how much AP we have. Ah, rip. I'll attack E. He's dead. Got it. He had nothing left. I have my R up. We still have lots of mana because of the tier purchase. I would prefer Lost Chapter. It's just that we didn't have mana for it. I mean, we didn't have the gold for it. Lost Chapter is kind of pricey to get on your first back. And since we didn't go Mana Flow or Presence of Mind, we kind of needed to just get the tier. I can't afford it, and I have my R up, so I would like to roam. I don't think there's anything for us to roam to, though. Evelyn top's really frustrating to play against. Your worst matchups are typically against range matchups, like a Vayne or a Teemo pre-6. Now, against range matchups, as long as you survive, you will counter them really hard once you are level 6. So, survive till 6 against range matchups, you can usually find an all-in or take a gank really well against them. Against melee matchups, you can perma poke them with Q, particularly when your electrocute's up. Your Q poke is super nasty to deal with. And then your scaling is really good. As long as your team isn't super AP heavy, you have some physical damage champs. So we have the Yasuo Ashe for physical damage, and then we have Thresh Nunu frontline. This was a really solid game to whip out the Eve against a melee top laner like Nasus, who has very little all-in potential. We get the charm, shreds its magic resist. We'll go ahead and R back. I don't feel like dying here. Tarek burned Ghost for that, and he showed tops. So it is what it is. I could roam off here. I don't know if Nasus is going to stay, if Tarek's going to stay, so I'll fake roam here. Still getting XP from this. This wave's still pushing to me. It has a range minion advantage, and the cannon's far healthier. Got it. Yeah, I should be able to hold a freeze here, I think, even though my wave reinforced first. Got it. We want to get outside of the minion aggro range. Yeah, it's hard to say. Their cannon got focused down super hard. My wave might actually end up pushing here. But he may not realize that. He might just step up or throw out an E and end up missing anyways. Auto attack Q. That's an electrocute into E. He gives me the proc. He should have just backed off and waited. Probably doesn't realize we get the mana back when he does that. It's a good trade for us. Gotta back up now. Your E is an auto attack reset. I haven't been using it that much against this guy because I don't want to stay in his auto attack range too much, to where I'd rather just raw E and run away typically, especially at this point in the game. Down he goes. Had to flash to connect because I was withered slowed. We needed to finish him off quick. I figured his R would still be on a cooldown because mine's on a cooldown. Nasus R, I think early on, is a pretty long cooldown. It gives so many stats. Go ahead and get a ward in the brush. Okay, sure enough, Mordekaiser's here. That's kind of funny. They might be actually lane swapping. That would not really surprise me. You can roam on Evelyn for sure, especially once you're level 6 with your invisibility. I haven't been doing it this game though, because this is such a killable matchup. There's no need to roam. Whenever you roam, you miss golden CS, golden XP, and you may not get anything. If I stay in lane, I'm pretty much guaranteed gonna get something, to where might as well stay. The hardest thing for us to deal with in this team fight is gonna be probably Xayah. We can't kill her because of her R. She stall us out, then Tarek R's. They have a lot of tools for us actually. Mord Army, Lux Zhonya's, Tarek R. I don't have an easy target to necessarily go for in a team fight against their team. We need to break aggro, go in bush, cancel their autos, slow down their movement. He might view this as a true freeze, which it very well may be. Since the range creeps are in front, it may not be because my wave's reinforcing so soon, and range creeps are super squishy to where all of his minion advantage pretty much died. The rule of thumb is generally if they have 4 more range creeps than you, then it's a freeze, but like I said, hit him with an E. Got vision from my ignite. He has nowhere to go. Can Q him over the wall. Evelyn Q range is kind of spicy. I think Eve's in a really good spot whether you want to play her top mid or jungle. She's obviously more optimized as a jungler, but she still pulls it off. And the reason why she's more optimized as a jungler, she gets more kills because she gets to gank rather than having to play lane. Because realistically, if Nasus decided to play hyper defensive and only like max range farm with E, we would never be able to kill him. It wouldn't happen. But if I was a jungler, I could gank any of the 3 lanes and someone's going to be gankable, essentially. Hit him with an E. He's down. He's out of here. Rest in pepperonis, Nasus. It's going to be hard for him to crawl his way back into this game. I'll roam out of base. We have the blue ward. They're doing a weird dive maneuver. Their AD carries up CS. Wow. Their jungler's tied CS Taric jungle. I've done videos on Taric jungle before. It's an okay pick. It's a little bit too supportive for my taste, where you have to rely on your team to do a lot of the carrying. Hey, friend. At least he took some turret aggro. I couldn't get the charm off, though. Oh, she won't die. It's gonna be hard for him to turn here, but he's gonna try. Down he goes, and I still have my Dark Seal stacks and whatnot. Can't back for my Ludens here, so I'm not gonna bother. Nasus is saying GG 12-minute mark. Yeah, this is an FF15 type of moment. When you play something off meta, a lot of the times people either haven't seen it before, they don't know how to play against it, and if they start losing versus it, they'll get super demoralized. There's not much you can do at this point. You can't. If he steps up for minions, he dies. I missed the charm, unfortunately, but at least we get the slow. Surprised Yasuo would have even rotated to this since I'm so far ahead. I guess he wanted to kill. He's 7 kills. The whole team's fed, man. Good play for Herald here. I want to dump the wave first. Oh, I missed cannon and the range creep. And that range creep. Goodbye, Mord. He's doing a lot of rotating. I'll leave that right there so we can hopefully see him as he walks back to lane. Okay, he's walking back to lane. He didn't see the blue ward either. I might walk into Mord here. He doesn't have the items to fight me. Walk into Nasus. QWE. Down he goes. I can bait out the Mord here. I have flash as well, so even if he R'd me, I could probably get away. Lots of HP back because we have a lot of HP back because we have a lot of AP. Electrocute's still on a cooldown there. We need to stall out his passive. Yeah, let's get our health back. He's stealing a lot of our stats. It's not really worth dying here. It's time to reset. Mordekaiser's a strange champion. Even if you're more fed than him, if he R's you, things get messy. Ludens, let's go for... Really should just go for Rabadon at this point, or Mesh. Typically, you would go for Ludens into your Mesh, assuming your 10-stack Dark Seal. If your Dark Seal isn't stacked up, you typically go for Shadow Flame Death Cap. But if you're stacked up, Death Cap second item is pretty much always the way to go. Pretty much always. Oh, I got the cannon that time, and yep, it's a 15-minute, guys. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to part 2. This time we're up against a much more challenging matchup. It is Vayne with barrier. Killing her is not going to be easy. As long as we can apply our electrocute frequently, we still might be able to get the edge on her. It's going to be tough though, because the barrier, she took resolve secondary tree, so she might have second wind. She might have bone plating. Hopefully she doesn't, because that'll be really, really tough to beat. For our runes, same thing. Electrocute, sudden, eyeball, relentless with absolute gathering, double AP and armor. First item rush, or I should say on our first recall, you want to get dark still, or if we can't afford lost chapter, we might have to get an early tier as well. Then we'll go ahead and pick up our Ludens into Rabadon, standard Evelyn stuff. I guess Ludens isn't really standard Eve stuff, it's more of the Rabadon and Medj being standard, but if you're going to play Evelyn outside of the jungle, you will run out of mana. I don't know where she's at. That's why I held on to my Q, because if we don't have Q, we're not going to be able to trade back with her very well. So she takes our minion aggro and my electrocute, but she took 0 damage because she ran bone plating. She's tanking my backline here. I want to get her barrier out. There it is. Her lethal temp was about to fall off. Oh, she found the auto. Yeah, she's being a little cheeky cheek. Oh, it's so just yucky. That's so yucky to play against, man. Vayne moves faster when she's moving into you. We'll get our health back from past at least a big chunk of it. Down she goes. She got greedy. She thought she could finish us off. A lot of people don't realize how much Evelyn passive actually heals her. Even early on, we can get all the way back to nearly 400 health here. It's a little slow on the ability level up, but luckily her tumble was not ideal there. But yeah, this is not an amazing matchup. We could have definitely played it slower. Like you saw, her bone plating made her take 20 damage from triple Q electrocute, which is kind of hilarious. I'm gonna let this just crash into me essentially. I can't fight her right now. I need to reset anyways. All I'm gonna do is freeze it somewhat and relax. She finds the second auto there. I can heal some of that back though. Evelyn passive really is just a better version of Garen passive when you're out of combat. Getting that little bit of extra health back makes it hard for a lot of champions to basically try to finish you off. And she is trying really hard to get us here. Yeah, she's going in for these individual autos. She is really trying to get it. And she does. It looks like she's not even going to die for it either. That's so lame, man. That's so unfortunate. No clue why. But yeah, she actually is able to get that. She's free to kill here though. Like, she's dead. She's going to go right there, obviously. Oh, wow. I guess she went next bush. And WE, okay, he gets it, not bad. All in all, solid for sure. Oh, I got greedy. She was able to kind of poke us down underneath turret as we went in for autos. That's why playing the ranged matchup is really annoying. It's harder to stay alive, and if you do end up underneath your turret and your jungler's just pretending like it's not a gankable lane, then that can happen. I should have just reset. Staying with such low health against something like Vayne's not smart. That's on me. I'm surprised I'm actually a higher level than her, because I lost so many minions there. I suppose she's losing a fair amount as well. She's going for boots. She has a little bit of extra AD. She just hit level 5, so she might actually hit 6 before me. Wow, she bought a control ward. What a butthole. Got her bone plating. kind of want to push so she doesn't hit 6 first. Wow, that's really something. She is absolutely not worried about getting ganked at all. Just perm up, bath salts, zombie mode. And now she's dead. See, playing like she's playing, although it might be annoying to play against, it can't necessarily kill you because all we have to do is walk away. Sure, we take damage. Sure, we will miss some CS. But if we get a gank, she's guaranteed dead. And now look how much minions she loses. That's why playing... If you're going to play that way as a ranged champion, the risk outweighs the reward. And over time, you'll feel that risk crush you. You get ground down by the risk to reward ratio. Now we back off. We're 6 before her. I can roam off of that. Maybe kill the Diana possibly. Or just reset because I'm missing a lot of health and whatnot. Can also back pick up Lost Chapter, which will be really, really good for us. If we needed to, we could rush tier 2 boots after we have Darksteel to get off some roams. I don't think we need to though. Outside of that one ugly death versus Vayne. I'm thinking if maybe I didn't proc the W and I just waited for it to be the charm instead of a slow, maybe it would have turned out differently. Because I went in for the slow and then she kind of just waited for the slow to end and then killed me underneath turret. I don't even know if... Okay, I did get her bone plating there. That damage is so high, man. She has her lethal temple full stack. We don't really want to fight her here. Yeah, she's crazy, dude. She's trying to permafy it. She's so greedy. She's going for early magic resist too, so I am going to have to roam at some point. If someone rushes down Hex Drinker, it's a lot harder to kill them. It looks like that's what she's going for. Might be able to get a plate here. Still have my flash as well. Nice. That's really, really good. 175 gold. Could back for a blasting wand here. I would go mid and kill Diana, but she has more HP than me. And my mid laner's in there, so it's not a gank. It's just a 1 versus 1 where I don't have R and I'm down HP. So yeah, she has Hex Drink now. That's not going to make it easy to fight. Their team's all losing, though. They ran Scion jungle, which isn't bad. His ganks are super slow, though, such as Cho'Gath, which is why he's not a high-tier jungler. If you see him coming, you can walk away from it. No speed up, no dashes. Most champions in the league are fairly mobile, too. She took overheal as well, so she has that little shield. And she's playing so heavy for the Q pokes. It's insane. I think I got her bone plating there. She didn't actually get hit by it by the turret, even though it was acting like it was gonna hit her. Her bone plating's on a cooldown. And she's starting to play a lot more defensive all of a sudden. Kind of interesting because in terms of gold spent, we're very similar right now. She's just kiting back away from my Qs. I'll just R away. Later, Vayne. Nice try, buddy. That didn't get her Hex Drinker? Bro, look at her HP. In what world does that not get her Hex Drinker? Down you go, Vayne. Nice try. Even with the Hex Drinker rush, it's just not enough. Yeah, should have recalled because her wave was pushing into me. What the best thing I should have done would have been to thin it out to make sure there's only a few more minions, reset immediately, get my boots, Dark Seal or whatever, come back to lane, and then the wave would be crashing on my turret and I could grab a huge XP gold advantage. But instead I thought I could stay and survive, which I was almost able to do. There's too much risk in it though. Auto attack E reset. Got some plate gold on her. Hex Drinker didn't seem to help her at all. I had my ignite. Got Ludens now. Pretty big item advantage. One of the things about rushing Hex Drinker is your first item, it leaves you in a weird spot where if you finish it in the maw, it's not giving enough value compared to mythics. So I think she should have just gone like Merc Chen Rush into Shield Bow, or just tier 1 boots and Shield Bow. Because now she's gonna be left with really low damage. I think I got her bone plating there. Max our E second. I have R up, should be able to kill her. Oh, she's roaming. I think she's starting to figure out she can't fight us. Twitch is way out of position. He's dead. He didn't listen to my ping. Or look on the mini map. We had vision of her twice on 2 different wards. Wait, does he still win that? He actually gets her because she doesn't have Triumph. She took overheal. It's interesting. I think her Hex Drinker's on cooldown now. I can kill her in between turrets here. We'll take turret and kill her in between, ideally. I might just leave this up. Yeah, I'll leave that there and kill her here in a moment. If this will die. Yeah, I'll go kill her. Hex Drinker's on cooldown. I assume she doesn't have R, maybe doesn't have barrier. She's missing. Alright, I go back for the turret. I don't want to miss out on that. Oh, here she is. Back at it again. I look like I'm leaving. I think I can kill her though. She actually almost got the stun off. It's wild. Condemn on cooldown. I'm not sure if the Hex Drinker still is. Yeah, nice try, Vayne. It's wild how tanky bone plating can make somebody. She's basically takes 0 damage from my Qs. Yep. Got her Hex Drinker there. I don't think she can stay though, so I'll go ahead and push this. Not sure where her teammates are at. Gotta be a little bit careful here. Oh, looks like they're all bot side. Never mind. I can't necessarily stay though, as much as I would like to. I go for their blue buff, pop a W after our other abilities are on cooldown. I doubt Vayne would get here in time. She may not even know we're on it. Nice. Don't mind if I do. Even without jungle item, Evelyn can take these camps rather quickly. Dark Seal stacking up. Absolute Gathering stacking up. Let's go for Sorks into, I'd say Robin on second item. Rob is where it's at. Yeah, bone plating is a decent counter to Evelyn, because it makes the next attack code for every champion do, I think it's flat, like left 30 less damage or something. And Evelyn's Qs only do about that much early on. Down goes Twitch. I'll go kill those guys. 18 plus 8. That is 26 extra AP. About 500 gold value. I didn't think I actually needed to use R there, but I did. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Where does this Nami think she's gonna go though, for real? This game's starting to slow down a lot. Everyone on our team's thrown their shutdown gold so far. I might have to start taking the enemy jungle camps because they're not really pushing out far enough for me to kill them. So instead, if I take their camps, it's something. Look how Sion's just standing there. I'll go back for... Oh, she rushed Ma. What a butthole, man. My team has double AD champs and she thinks Mob's the move. Maybe to survive my burst, but that's about it. Got the speed up off Ludens. Time to walk away. She went in for a raw ward. I could go dive a Phalios. He's all by himself. You're dead. Nice. I got the kill too. It's perfect so I can get my Dark Seal stacks. They're going to turtle up. We're going to take every objective. We'll find dives on people who are secluded as well. Alistar gets the headbutt over the wall. That's kind of sick. Nami and Vayne are playing together heavily. She's so aggressive. Constantly trying to force something. I'll whip for it. I don't mind getting more Dark Seal stacks. Ali's probably going to die there. Oh, we had another person go in. Samira is pretty fed though. She dies for it. Not really worth. She's giving up shutdown gold and trading gold when we're ahead. We can just show up on every objective. Yeah, I guess we go for Mesh here. Get extra movement speed. Then we'll push for Rabadon. Gotta be careful not to die. Lose all 10 of our Mesh at once. Twitch isn't really doing any damage to her. Very little. Very, very little. Sion's getting tanky. Sion's not their win condition though. Samira can gut him. So Wukong will be able to as well. Even our E kind of destroys Sion. Our E has a lot of max health damage on it. So cheesy, dude. Ma Vayne with the Nami standing right on top of her. Legit. I'd rather go kill Phalios. Yeah, buddy. You don't really have the items to fight an Eve, do you? We're going for the E so we don't miss Q. Down he goes. If you ever have the option, you want to start out of something with an auto attack E reset or an E. That way you don't miss any of your skill shots. Because landing your first Q gives you a lot of extra damage versus missing the first one for no reason. Since we're faster than him with the Mej, we can run him down. Plus, they don't really know where you're coming from when you put Charm on him when you're invisible. So there's usually a delayed reaction time once they can see you and then it's too late for them. Vayne's gonna get thrashed by Wukong. She's all magic resist. Ma's extremely short-sighted. What is this? Wow. I went to kill Diana, but I found a Phalios instead. Wow, Diana was really tanky there. She took everything forever from 3 of my teammates. A little surprised they didn't want to FF20. I guess they think they have the scaling with Vayne Sion. Evelyn's scaling is extremely high though. Especially if you see she takes Sorcery secondary tree for Absolute Gathering Storm. Scaling on it's extremely high. We need a little bit more AP to get back up to 70% health. Because as is, there it is. We finally have absolute focus. Why am I the one tanking? I don't even have life still. I'm just leaving. I'm not going to stand there and tank that. Even if we can heal it back with passive, that's just BM. If somebody shows up, we need to be high health so we don't die and throw the mesh. And Samira's sitting on 3 item plus life still plus life still. There's no point. Now we can heal back to pretty much full HP within 50 health of it. 1950. It's really high. Let's go ahead and start layering down our blue wards. Oftentimes when you lay your blue wards, unless you're checking for a Baron or a Dragon, you're laying them very defensively because it gives a lot of value knowing enemies aren't warding there or enemies aren't actually in that area. And you can have infinite blue wards laid at once, so you could have like 50 down at a time as long as the enemies aren't breaking them. Free Baron, I like it. Don't mind if I do. Got R. Athelio still doesn't have any health or magic resist. He'll die super easily. Yeah, Twitch pops him with just a few autos. Diana's on the split push. I gotta reset for that. Question is, can I even solo her? Look at her items. She has 2.5. I have basically 2.5 in terms of Mej's actual gold cost. Oh, I can. Oh, okay, I'll run her down. That's kind of wild she lives that. Why is it bugged and saying she can see me when she can't? Down she goes. She's really squishy. All she has is 1 HP. I guess kind of 2 HP items. It's the perks of having Mej and Relentless Hunter, or moving around at well, it was like 473. Now we're on this speed up pad. Attacking wards doesn't count as being in combat. Down they go. I think that's GG's right there. Yep, that is GG's. If I had R, I'd flash onto this for it. Wow, Wukong's tanky. Yeah, she should die from the Twitch E there. She got a bunch of kills for it though. Good for her. Oh, is my team just... Why is my team letting me die? Like, hit the base. I'm gonna let her kill them both. Like, what in the world? Just hit the Nexus. And that's GG's, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Kingsticks. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.